I'm gonna figure this out, guys. Hey, we are live. Oh, I think it works. Does this works? Turn slow comments on to avoid spam. It's probably not a bad idea. Been doing photo reconstructions. Cool. I'm trying to figure out if this actually works. So, because I just did two and they sucked. First one, apparently no audio. I didn't even know it was recording or that anyone could see it. And then I finished it and then it went live on the channel. That was weird. And then the second one, no audio at all. And then it was all glitchy and roboty. So I was trying to use OBS using their stream feature, which is apparently not a stream feature, or at least I can't figure out how to get it to work. It was set up like the way I normally do my recordings. The audio was set up how it works, and it apparently did nothing. So anyway, now I'm just using the YouTube default click the webcam button and see how it goes. So anyway, this is better. I can actually read your comments. Slow mode. I don't see a slow mode button, so wherever that is, it's somewhere. Slow mode, participants, pop out chat, top chat, live chat. I don't see any slow mode. Anyways, cool. How's everyone going? I hope that you're all not losing your mind with this stay-at-home self-quarantining thing. It's definitely harder for some people. I know if you're stuck in an apartment with kids, it's definitely got to be pretty shite. Yeah, but anyways, the reason I did this stream was for one, I've been wanting to do one just to see how it is, explore a new technology. But yeah, I've been wanting to do one, and so I thought, why not just try it? Turn the webcam on, and then just fire away. People can ask questions, people can talk, and I guess we'll see how it goes. Yeah. And also I got my internet fixed. So I was using, I had some terrible internet connection. I posted it on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, but yeah, I had this internet provider that I kept calling them up like 5 times over the course of 2 months to report problems with my internet, because it was just anytime anybody else was awake, like in the vicinity down the street or something, and they turned on their phone, it's like the internet would just plummet in quality. Like I was getting like 3 to 2 megabits a second at nighttime, which meant we couldn't watch Netflix, and that's what matters. So I would call them up the next day. They'd send a technician around, and the technician would go, "Oh, I don't know. It just seems to be fine." I'm like, "Yeah, it's because it's the morning, right?" And they said there's nothing they could do. And then finally, after like escalating it, somebody told me like, "Oh, your ISP is not paying enough to use the line. So they've got more customers sharing the line than they should." Anyways, so I just switched to a different ISP, and immediately I switched to Aussie Broadband, which I highly recommend to any of the Aussies listening. They seem to be the only ISP that actually knows what they're doing. Yeah, my internet went up like 27 times the speed. It went to like 95 megabits. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, cool. Let's check out some comments. Anyone got any questions? Any general questions that are of interest to other people? Don't ask questions like, "Oh, why is this the mesh hidden on my Blender project?" Like that's not helpful to anyone. So questions. And Blender Guru, is this your first live stream? I did one years ago when maybe YouTube had that feature, and I was like, "Oh, live stream," and then I'm like, "No, I don't like live streaming." Another thing, I think I did one on like Instagram, but yeah. Anyway, have you ever dove into anything coding related? I have not. I have not done anything coding related. I think I did it in high school. I did like PHP, I think. I made a video game, like one of those Mars Lander UFO games. I got really into it, but I've forgotten everything. So haven't done anything coding with Blender, that is for sure. Are you gonna make a new donut for 2.9? No, no, I don't think so. I hope not. I hope they don't change the interface enough that I need to make another donut tutorial for 2.9. I don't know if they've even talked about it. Aren't they switching? Aren't they just going to go version 3? That's what I heard. They said that they might reach version 4 within the next like 2 to 3 years or something. Like they're going to switch up how they're doing version releases, as they should. I mean, bloody hell. It's ridiculous trying to tell people like, oh, you should use the new Blender. It's called 2.8. And they're like, that doesn't sound that big. It doesn't sound like a new version of anything, 2.8. And of course they should have called it version 3. That's a no-brainer. It was dumb to me. It's still dumb. It really is. It's like, it's not even, it's like out of convention with just like the rest of the software world. Yeah, use like whole numbers when it's a big release. I don't know. Meanwhile, you got OBS, which is like up to version 25. Anyway, I'm trying to see comments. If you have a comment, tag me at Blender Guru so that I can actually see it, so that it looks like a question. Because otherwise, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's a question or not. Oh, here we go. Any experience with 3ds Max or Maya? Not really. Embarrassingly, I don't. You can hear my daughter out there. I haven't really tried anything other than Blender in terms of like the main software packages. Actually 3ds Max was the first software I ever tried, and it was because I played Tribes when I was a kid in high school, and they had a competition where you could like win some prizes if you made a skin for Tribes, these characters. And they gave you the file, and it was a 3ds Max file. And I opened it up and I went, nope, don't know what to do. And I closed it, and that was it. But no, I mean, I've used, ZBrush, Substance Designer, Substance Painter, all the other little software packages that work with Blender. I use those, but like for a main package, I just stick with Blender. Wow. Okay. So there's a lot of questions, and I'm not going to answer them all, obviously. Are you going to redo your intermediate Blender tutorials for 2.8? Okay. So that was actually something that I wanted to talk about in this stream. So I did the donut tutorial, right? Right. You know that one. And a lot of people were asking, what do I do next? And I did that anvil tutorial, which was done in the old version of Blender. And I think that was pretty good. It's not a bad little one to do, but I wondered if there was anything else, a better topic than an anvil. So I came up with ideas. If I was using OBS, I could share my screen, but I can't share my screen. So I'll just read them out to you, and you guys can tell me in the stream chat what the tutorial should be. How's that? We're going to make this productive. We're going to make this stream something other than a waste of time, which I think most streams are, to be honest. This one's probably no different, but that's why I never really did a stream, because it's like, if you're not there, if you don't watch it live, you're not going to watch it, right? Why would you? Anyway, okay, so here's my ideas. Modeling series. Oh, that's right. I put it on Pinterest. Pinterest. Everybody loves Pinterest, right? You try and do anything without being logged in, and they're like, you can't proceed any further without logging in and creating an account. Yeah, they're very obnoxious, but they actually do the best image curation, and like for inspiration, Pinterest is honestly outstanding. It is an underrated tool for artists. You find like an image that you like, kind of the look of it, and it'll show you like every image related to that visually, but it actually reads it. It doesn't just find colors and throw random stuff in there. It's really clever. Anyway, tutorial ideas, Pinterest. What do we got? All right, so Blender intermediate tutorial. So essentially the end of the donut series, what should you make next? So jerry can, those like military style jerry can things, and it would be modeling that and then texturing that. So it's got some paint on it. It's got some rust on it. Only problem is I think you'd need to use Substance Painter, because I don't like Blender's texturing tools. I think they're pretty bad. I don't know. I haven't really delved into the texturing tool, but they're basic. You can't texture across multiple, color, normal, roughness, all that kind of stuff at once. It's just kind of locked in there. So jerry can is number one. Then you've got like a barrel, like in a video game, you shoot the barrel, the red barrel. So I actually had one of those in like an old tutorial. So an oil barrel. Very similar thing. Like it would be mostly a texturing tutorial, I guess, because it's a pretty basic model. It's a cylinder with a few little ribs on it. What else have we got? A radio, like an old radio with like buttons and stuff on it. Walkie-talkie, similar thing. What else have we got? I was also thinking of just doing like something really basic, which would be just like a table and chairs. And then also an oil lantern, like one of those rusted oil lantern things with the gas bulb in it or whatever, kerosene bulb. Anyways, those are my ideas. Let me go back to the chat now that I can actually see what you guys are talking about. Radio sounds good. Walkie-talkie radio sounds good. This is going to be really hard to gauge your feedback. I wish there was a vote or a poll thing. I wish I could do a poll. Custom emoji. Radio, oil lantern. Please make a robot. I vote radio. Lamp, radio. Lantern on fire. Ooh, gun. I'm not going to do a gun, man. In today's climate, no. I mean, I like the idea of a gun, but not only is it too hard, but also it's pretty negative. Nobody wants to. Nobody's going to be happy about seeing a gun. Also, I'm pretty sure YouTube would just like demonetize it for content if it was a gun. Anyway, God, this is going fast. Stop. Arab? What? Who's that guy? It just says Arab ? And then a bunch of stop symbols. Okay. What's the best blender for making a smoothie on the go? You. That'd actually be good if he didn't actually know. He saw this on his like YouTube feed and is like, Blender Guru. Yeah, I want to buy a blender. I should ask him. COVID-19 3D tutorial. Why aren't you uploading often? Well, it takes a while to make this stuff, and I try to make it a quality tutorial, but I'm also too much of a perfectionist. And here's the other truth though. Why am I not uploading more videos? I've actually got okay, let's count them. Okay, I got this old rickety house in the desert. I'm waiting on some assets, working on that. City at night. So I'm making a city at night tutorial, waiting on a node group, which is being created by a freelancer. What else? Explosion. So I started using the new MantaFlow thing to do a basic explosion tutorial, ran into a bunch of bugs. So those bugs are being fixed. But I have to wait for that before I get onto that 3D software package. But they're really good. And I wanted to get like an affiliate link or something, but they didn't reply. I tried using Ant Landscape Generator. It's no good. I don't like it at all. So I need to use one of those. What else? Guide to CG photorealism. So a photorealism series. I'm learning that right now, the physics of it. So I'm talking to like a physics professor or something who's going to help me make this thing. Which render engine is the fastest? This is like all the next videos on Blender Guru, by the way. Which render engine is the fastest? This one we've been working on for 6 months. And basically Bill Barber, who works for us, has been getting every software renderer, Corona, Octane, Arnold, Cycles, obviously, Redshift, and Octane. Or did I say Octane twice? Anyway, 6 of them, and testing out in a number of situations which render engine is the fastest. And holy hell, that's a lot of work to do. It's been 6 months working on it. Anyways, point is I'm working, but it takes a while to make this stuff. All right, let's go down, see the new comments. Slow mode the chat. I don't know how to slow mode it. Somebody tell me where the slow mode button is. Where's the friggin' slow mode button? I wish I could show you my screen. There's no slow mode. Slow mode. Maybe I'll Google it. I'll just Google it. Slow mode chat. Just do this live as you're supposed to, I guess, when you're live streaming. How do I enable slow mode? Yes, and it's a video. That's good. We're not going to listen to that. I'll hopefully just get to the point where she clicks a button. Skip, skip, skip the tutorial, skip the intro, skip. Slow mode is on. There's no slow mode button. Hang on. So it's in the settings. Okay, settings. No. No, I don't have it. So maybe this is like the new, I think I'm using the new YouTube Studio, but there's no slow mode, which sucks. Yeah. Change live chat to top chat. That's a good idea. All right, let's do that. Pop out chat. Pop out chat. Okay, top chat. Did I do that? I think it should be top chat now. Just click on the chat, make a fish tank. This is top chat, okay. All right, some messages such as potential spam will not be visible. Good, so no more spamming you, whatever. Meanwhile, someone can just post bacon, whatever that means. Lisa Ann 2020, don't know what that means. That sounds like spam. Evidently, top chat lets the spam in, even though they say they don't. Exploding lantern. I like that idea. You know what I think? I think I need to do an actual poll on Twitter or something. Because how else am I going to figure it out from this thing? Beard tutorial. I was just thinking about that. Be kind of cool. Doing a beard tutorial. It's very niche though. Most people just want to learn how to do the head. That's the thing, you know. There's a lot of cool tutorial ideas, but you could put all this time into something, and if it's not valuable to a large enough group, and that's the thing, it has to be even like specific. Like if you're looking for a tutorial on how to do a character's hair, like you're doing the character and now you're like, all right, I got to do the hair. And there's a tutorial that's called how to make a beard. It might be the exact workflow you need to follow for how to do hair, but no one's going to click on it because it's beard, right? So you know what I mean, right? You have to call it what it is to hit the largest audience. So it's a constant balance of that. Try and make it interesting, but also like approachable to everyone. So how to get interviewed by you. Well, I don't really do the interviews anymore. I did them when I was in LA, and it was actually funded by, I won like a grant in Australia. So I won some money and they basically funded that whole thing of going to LA. So I don't really do the interviews. If I did a podcast, which I've been thinking about doing, then maybe I would do an interview there. But for now, no. Let's have a look. The largest audience is the beginners. Absolutely, dude. When I did that donut tutorial thing, the first one I did, it was like a throwaway. Like I thought like, everyone keeps asking for this beginner series. And then I had like 3 ideas for the beginner series. It was like a chair, a snowman, a little snowman with like 3 balls and whatever, and then a donut. And I showed it to my wife and I was like, so I don't know which one of these. And she like points to the donut. She's like, that one. I want to learn how to make a donut. I was like, all right. And then that became basically the channel, because she pointed at it and wanted to do the donut. Yeah, but no, since then, like that's all I'm known for. And it was like a throwaway. Like even when I made that first video, like it was right before I had to go to the Blender conference in Amsterdam. So I had like a tight deadline to finish it. And then I got a cold for the last few days. So the last few videos, I even had like a kind of throat. But anyways, yeah, it just opened my eyes to the fact that, yeah, the largest audience is beginners by far. So yeah. Do a podcast. Yeah, should I do a podcast? The trouble is I think I'm going to say something offensive. You ever like talk to yourself in the shower and then you think, oof, glad there's no microphones in here. No, but seriously, like the last time I ran the podcast, I really did think like I was just rambling, and like nowadays rambling can get you into hot water. But as long as you keep it to Blender and 3D or art specific, yeah, I can be good. Who cares? Would you do a paid tutorial? Would I do a paid tutorial? What, like you have to pay to sign up? I mean, sure, I've done them in the past. So I did Nature Academy, the Architecture Academy, like 5 years ago. But I don't know. Now my source of revenue is this guy, which is good for you guys, really, because it means you don't have to sign up to Polygon to follow a tutorial, but all the tutorials are free. So it's like, yeah, I don't have to do paid tutorials anymore. And since you need assets anyway, you could either support the channel by subscribing to Polygon, or you could sign up to textures.com or Megascans or whoever else has assets and follow the same tutorials. So I don't know. I like this model better than needing to put stuff behind a paywall. So that's what I'm going to do. Blender Guru, Blender Guru, Blender Guru. This guy's atted me a lot. Can the next video be a fireplace? Well, that's actually one of the ones on the list. But again, it's related to Mantaflow. And Mantaflow is in a buggy place right now. So I'm waiting for that to be fixed. And I'll probably start with the explosion, and then maybe I'll do a fireplace after that. Is there an option for only monthly membership on Polygon, or is it possible to purchase a certain amount of credits? Yeah, well, if you go to Polygon pricing page, you just click on pricing, you'll see that there is monthly options, annual options, and credit packs. So you don't have to, yeah, you can pick whichever one you want. Yeah, go for it. It has all of the above. Oh, look at this. YouTube with their studio thing, and they got rid of that slow mode. It's really made live chat a little bit hard to understand. More art critiques, please. Well, I was thinking it might be fun to do one on the live stream. Only problem is I'm not using OBS now because it was apparently glitchy. So yeah, I can't do the art critique because I can only use the webcam. So I'm stuck. You just gonna have to look at my face. Intel HD sucks, says Builder Man B. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that you're talking about the card, right? The Intel graphics card. That's been the source of a lot of my problems. I agree. Could you make a person? Yeah. Well, actually, probably no. No, I don't think I could make a person. I'm definitely not in a position to make a tutorial on it. So yeah. Why don't you set up a straw poll? Straw poll. Yeah, what's straw poll? It's the best place to create instant real-time polls for free. Okay, type my question here. What should the next beginner/intermediate tutorial be on? And then we have, what were the options? Oh yeah, jerry can, barrel, oil barrel, lantern, walkie-talkie, radio, or the last one. It's one of these ones. Anvil. Should I throw anvil in there? I don't know if I want to do another anvil. I'll chuck it in there. You can vote if you want. All right. Improve spam preventions. Allow multiple poll answers. Yeah, I'll allow multiple poll answers. Create poll. See what happens. Okay, guys, I got a link. So I'm going to paste this in the chat. It says vote. So click that and then start voting. Show me what you think. Can I pin it? No, I can't pin it. So you just have to find it. Find that link to straw poll. I'll just paste it again now. Vote. And there it is again. So click that and vote. All right, now let's see the results. Real-time votes say lantern, 35%. Hey, this is a great idea. Whoever suggested straw poll, thumbs up to you, sir. This is, wow, look at the real-time votes. It's going like 500. Holy crap. Look at that. So lantern coming out strong, dude. 36%. Radio 26%. walkie-talkie 18%, jerry can 9%, barrel 7%, anvil 4%. Look at that. Huh. Well, I think that's pretty definitive then. I think I'm going to have to go with a lantern. I didn't put in the table and chairs. I kind of want to do that one just because it's like after a beginner series, maybe a lantern's a little too complex. I kind of want to do something like that, but table and chairs, maybe I'll do that first and then do the lantern. I don't know. Gas mask. Eh, it's all right. But you kind of need a face to go with that gas mask. I'm not going to do a tutorial on a face. I want to do a tutorial on a face. I've been learning how to draw faces for a really long time. And I've been posting them on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably see it in the stories. Yeah, I just post all my terrible drawings. But the whole point of it is so that I can eventually make a sculpting video on characters one day. Because I think that by far will be the most popular tutorial in a long way. Lantern. Everyone says lantern. Cool. Advanced tutorial, please. Advanced tutorials, please, says Russian Unicorn. Could you make a breakdown? Could you start a Discord server? No, I don't know what a Discord server is. And every time someone's tried to show it to me, it just looks like live chat, which I guess isn't that like IIRC or whatever? Internet relay chat. Isn't that just like a fancy version of that? Like, is there anything? Can you start a topic? Can you start? Because like, what's the point of just like starting a Blender Guru Discord, and then what? It would just be this live, like everyone just just posting this endless stream of crap, and you wouldn't be able to follow or know anything. And then it would also just become spam, right? People would be sharing their products and everything, and then you'd have to like it'd be another job basically. I'd have to have someone manage the Blender Discord server. Okay, so B Kenko really wants Blender hentai. I have to say, you have to find someone else, man. I'm not doing hentai. That's the quickest way to get demonetized. Like, why would you bother? Yeah. All right. Wow, a lot of people were asking for Blender hentai, but mostly that guy and Garfield. All right. Do a river tutorial. Like a flowing river? I mean, maybe once MantaFlow's fixed all its bugs. What is the best platform on which to stay updated about what you are doing, like polls, etc.? Good question, sir. Twitter. Twitter is where I post pretty much anything. Sometimes I post stuff like occasionally on Facebook, and then sometimes I post stuff on the YouTube group thing. But then usually, always 100% of the time, I post on Twitter. So that's where I post sort of everything. So follow me at Andrew P. Price on Twitter. How about 2D animation tutorial? Well, I would have to start learning it now, and then maybe in like 2 years I could teach someone. I'm just not the person for it, but someday somebody else will, I'm sure. How about a tutorial on composition or lighting, because you got the basics, modeling and texturing covered? Yeah, composition. I've got a composition tutorial. And by the way, you're asking about lighting, Sinan Brendel. I've got a full course on lighting. So if you go to my YouTube tutorials, it's a 7-part course on lighting. So there's a playlist there. It's a learning playlist, and it's every component of lighting and how to do it properly. So that one is well and truly checked. And I have an old composition tutorial. But about composition, the more I think about it, the more I think like those rules about, rule of thirds and all that kind of stuff, and center frame and that spiral thing, the golden ratio, I think that's BS, by the way. Now, thinking about it, the golden ratio in terms of an image, I think it's a big load of BS. It's like color psychology. Someone put out a thing years ago about like, blue makes you think of loyalty and red makes you think of danger. And then you look at the psychology of it and it's not proven at all. Every country is different. Every culture is different. In red, China is like red in China, it's like good luck. And over here, it might tell us like fire or emergency, but that's because we see it on like emergency doors and fire extinguishers. Red associates it with that. There's no like definitive answer. So I think it's the same with composition. I think we're drawn to these little charts of like the golden ratio because like the art world and everything within it, it's so it's very hard to understand, right? You look at one painting and another painting and you go, why does this one work better? And you're like, I don't know. And then someone tells you, oh, it's the golden ratio. Look, if you draw a ratio over the top of this thing, it looks like it lines up. And you go, aha, I'll stick to the golden ratio forever. And then, it's BS. Then because you also have to look at examples of artworks that have the golden ratio and suck, right? Because there's both. You can't find a good artwork and just pick that and go, see, look at that, rule of thirds or whatever. Anyway, I think most of composition is to do with, what's that thing? It's something I learned semi-recently. I think Gleb was the one who brought it up in his Blender presentation about primary, secondary, and tertiary forms and about shape language, round shapes, square shapes, finding interesting shapes. It's basically something concept artists are fantastic at. And I was talking to Finian McManus, who I interviewed, and I met him again in LA last year before COVID-19. Oh, the days. And he was explaining like what he learned at the, what's it called? That art school, the famous art school. But anyways, he was talking about the shape language and he like took out a napkin and he was explaining all this stuff. And I went home to find stuff on the internet. There's like nothing about it. So that whole thing, primary, secondary, tertiary forms, I want to learn all that because I think it's really important. And I want to do a tutorial on that rather than the rule of thirds composition thing. But one day, anyway, it's just something I'm interested in. I love you, Dad. Oh, well, I don't think your dad's here, so go say hi to your dad. I'm Ian Hubert's Discord mod. Hit me up. I will set up your Discord too. What's the point? What does a Discord do? So it's basically like a place for people within a certain community who would chat. So there's the Ian Hubert's Discord. So those people would chat. And then there would be a place where my people would chat. Right? I don't know. I guess maybe there's something to it. Maybe I got to read into it. I feel like I'm old because I'm like, Discord. It's like TikTok. There's young kids. They don't know what they're doing. Anyway, let's have a look. New comments. Topology methods tutorial. I don't know. It's just not something that I'm good at or interested in, to be honest. CG Cookie, they're the ones who are well and truly into topology. They've even got a retopology tool. So go to those guys. Go to those guys. Right. How about a tutorial on how to make a firearm, rigging it and animating it for a game? Yeah, that's going to be beyond me. And again, the firearm thing, I'm just going to get demonetized. It's just probably not going to happen on my channel. What Blender feature are you most excited for? Mantaflow is pretty exciting, to be honest. When it works, it's good, but it's very buggy, very underdocumented at the moment, but it's pretty good. I think one that is on the roadmap is the asset manager, which would be pretty good because everybody has assets that they make when they're making a scene, like a kitchen or a bathroom or something. You make a little kitchen mixer so that you can put it in the background of a scene. But it'd be nice to save that little kitchen mixer. So the next time you're building something, you just drag stuff out onto Blender. But we don't have that yet. So if that can be built and it can be done nicely, I think that would be really exciting as well. But yeah, nice triceps, Andrew. Yeah, how you like these guns? I don't know. Started going to the gym a few months ago and I was getting really happy. And then COVID-19 happened and they closed all the gyms. So now I'm doing this home workout thing with a little mat, which basically just means for like 15 minutes I pass out, like just exhausted, like it's one of those calisthenic things, bunch of push-ups and burpees, and it just kills you. It's the worst. But anyways, let's have a look. New comments. I'm gonna get a drink here. Soft body issues. It's just a random soft body issues. He's back. Um, yeah, I don't know what that means. Let's have a look at bridge tutorial. Bridge tutorial. I did a bridge tutorial a while ago. That suspension bridge one. Maybe that'd be an interesting, huh? A bridge tutorial. That's kind of, I like that because it's like it's not a lot of texturing in it. It'd be a good for like a modeling. Yeah, it's got a lot of curved shapes. It's got a lot of hard shapes. I do like it. But then if you had to put in the bolts, oh, that'd kill me, man. I don't know if I could do that. It'd be a lot of work. Because that's the other thing. You have to find a topic that you could actually teach within a time frame. Like, and it's no good like going, all right, guys, and I'm just gonna speed up this next bit, and like 8 hours passes while you hand place 8,000 bolts across this thing. Because people can't achieve that in their home. No one's got 8 hours. So I guess if you found the right bridge, maybe that could be a tutorial. Brisbane Story Bridge. Hey, I like that idea. Julian, Emily, and McLean. What does the Brisbane Story Bridge even look like? I forget. Yeah, that's the one that's got like 8,000 bolts on it or something. Yeah, how would you do that? That's the other thing. I don't want to use add-ons like there's a bunch of like hard surface modeling add-ons, which are good. Box cutter, hard ops. By the way, hard ops. I want to know hard ops. I want to learn it. It seems like another piece of software. It's so complex, and there's not a tutorial which will give you the beginner's intro to hard ops. It's like every release, there's an hour-long video, but it's like for people who already know hard ops. So it's like, do I have to watch all 20-hour videos to know the story of hard ops? Like, I want to know just a beginner tutorial on hard ops. It doesn't seem there is one. It just seems too inaccessible. My recommendation to the add-on developer is get a concise 30-minute beginner's tutorial for hard ops, and your sales will skyrocket. I tell you, skyrocket. And I will probably adopt it. But for now, it's just like, hey, there's so many buttons and this and that, and it's cool. It's definitely cool, and a lot of professionals use it. But, whew, yeah. Anyways, all right. New comments. Octane tutorial for Blender. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Not unless they pay me a lot of money. Nah, I mean, like most people are just going to use cycles. And like this kind of niche stuff, it's like a percentage of the user base. And unless Octane has a huge advantage over cycles, which by the way, I do not believe. So I mentioned that we're doing this render engine comparison video at the moment. And we're working through everything, and we've been talking to the developers of those packages, trying to figure out how to use their software, optimize it, etc., do a concise thing. Here's the thing we've learned so far. Octane does everything backwards. Of all the render engines, it stands alone in the way it does stuff. So of all the render engines, Octane is the one I am least enthusiastic about. The one I'm most enthusiastic about, Corona Render. It seems to be one of the most simplest. It's also incredibly fast. It does use CPU, so my 2 RTX Titans would be sitting idly by doing nothing. But it's fast CPU, and it's got that, what's it called, like spectral rendering or whatever. It just handles light in a totally different way. So it's incredibly photorealistic. So that's the one that I want to use. It doesn't work with Blender. So, bummer. CG Cookie has a lantern tutorial. What? Dun, dun, dun. CG Cookie lantern. Let's have a look. Did they have it? Well, I was first. I'll tell you that. Maybe not. But I did one years ago as well. So maybe I was the first one who did the lantern tutorial. Would I be copying them if I did a lantern? Let's have a look. Lantern, CG Cookie lantern. I can't see a CG Cookie lantern. Modeling and rendering an autumn lantern. Is that the one? Maybe. Maybe it was a live stream. Anyway, the point isn't to learn to do a lantern. The point is to learn the skills in doing it. Modeling maybe a rounded shape, and then texturing and rusting and whatever else. That's the real point of the lantern. But anyways, cool guys. Well, I think I've run out of steam, and this was really just a test to try out live streaming. So thanks for hanging out with me, and maybe I'll do another one again. I was really keen to use it to talk and find out stuff about what sort of tutorials I should make. That live real-time poll thing was a cool idea. I like that. I wish that YouTube had a slow chat thing because this is crazy. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me, and I hope to do another one. Take care, guys. Bye. And now you have to watch me fumble around as I figure out how to turn this off. And yes.